Hey guys, so I figured I would check in. Yesterday, February 21st, 2016, was my 7-month surgeversary, which I just can't believe that time's going by so fast and so not fast all at the same time. But I figured I would check in with you and maybe take a minute and share some things that have worked for me so well after VSG surgery and some things that were like, meh, kind of not so much, kind of not important. Because I know that's kind of what I was looking for when I first started the whole VSG process. But I know that everybody is different. And I do have notes, like those people do. I have notes too. Because there is a lot and I haven't checked in with you guys in a minute. So yesterday was my 7-month surgeversary, and as of yesterday, I've lost 113 pounds. I started at 376.5 pounds, and I'm at 263.6, right? 263.6, yeah. So technically it's 112.9, but come on, you can give me that 0.1, right? Yeah. So there's just a lot. First of all, I feel like, I know it's a lot, and I'm not saying that it isn't, but I also feel like it's not as much as it could have been or that it should have been, and I don't know if that's just me being silly or if that's me knowing what I've been doing and be like, not so much. But we'll get to all of that later. Um, the first few things I want to go over are things that have been helping me well over these last few months that I have used quite a bit, if not daily, definitely on the regular. So I did a little haul when I was prepping for surgery, and I still have all of those items. This one, these little food containers are amazing. I use them every day for work. It comes really in handy in food prep, and food prep is your best friend in the whole world, even though it's a pain in the butt because you get hungry, you get tired, you get busy, and I know for me especially, weekends are the hardest because I don't kind of have something on hand, or if I get called to go to dinner with some coworkers or something, that's always kind of the juggling act because I don't have something to kind of guide my eating. Not that, because my sleep is still obviously doing the work, it's still going to be like, ooh, he needs to stop. But it helps that I can see it and that I can be like, okay, I know that I have enough, and I know that this is what I need, and everything's fine, and blah, blah, blah. I have noticed that I have been able to eat more, which is just a normal thing. Your restriction relaxes a little bit because the swelling goes down. I still get stopped, like you would not believe, because I have a tiny stomach now, and I'm so, so thankful, because I know that I would keep going. So these things are super, super handy. And I know I said in the beginning that they were kind of flimsy, but so far these have actually been pretty durable, pretty sturdy, and I haven't had a problem with them yet. And I got these at Walmart for like $2, two something. And another thing that I made fun of when I was pre-opping was getting one of these small little pans like this for eggs and stuff like that. And like, I made fun of it because of the handle, but it actually has turned out to be a huge asset and way easier cleanup, and just I'm not scraping the pan to get out like the little chunks so I can get every single ounce. It fits really well, and I've honestly went and bought another one that doesn't have the cool handle, but don't worry, this will always be our first. We'll always be special. It's okay. Also, these little bowls that I showed you, they were 8 ounces. These, and I got some. I also went back to Walmart later that I didn't show you, and I got some glass bowls that are about the same size, 8 ounces. And I use them for things like cereal type stuff. Not like, let me preface that. Not like Fruit Loops or Lucky Charms. Not that kind of cereal, but like granola or small, or like, yes, I have ice cream sometimes. And we'll talk about that more later too, hopefully, if I remember. Yeah, so these are really good because I could probably chuck in a lot of ice cream in a bigger bowl and try to force myself to eat it over time, but it fits my stomach pretty well. Also, when I was getting ready for surgery, I was debating on whether I should get silverware, like special silverware to eat or to help manage my bites afterward. and I wanted to get like some nice fancy set and like take it everywhere with me, but I decided not to, because I realized that I'm not going to be eating with those kinds of small spoons on the regular. Um, what I did end up getting is a set of these guys. It's just little, like baby spoons, and they're one of those ones where if it gets too hot, like because they're supposed to be for babies, obviously, and if the liquid or whatever food gets too hot, then it changes color. But anyway, I think this came like with a set of 3, and I did take this to work quite a bit when I was kind of starting out, and it does make you slow down a little bit, enjoy things a little bit more. So I don't use this a whole lot anymore, but I think when I go to work, but I think that's only because I don't take a lot of food that I use with a spoon at work a lot. I get a lot of veggies and stuff like that at the moment, so I don't use this a lot of work. But if I were to continue to do it, I would take these because they're handy and I can lose them and not worry about it. Really, I can just go buy some more if I need it. So those things for sure have come in super, super handy, especially the containers, all that stuff. Some things that I bought for surgery that didn't come in handy so very much at all. One of them was a little shot glass thingy, and yeah, I didn't use this at all. I think I used this once, and I think this was like a month after surgery because I was like, oh yeah, I have it, because I wasn't worried about taking such small sips. I was terrified of drinking. Because I didn't want to hurt my stomach, So it turned out I really didn't need this to help gauge me. I was actually worried about the opposite, that I wasn't getting enough in, and because for me, and some people are different, but for me, it was really hard to get liquids in after surgery. It just didn't sound appealing at all. So this didn't help. It could help some folks. This didn't help for me at all. Another thing that I bought that I didn't mention, I bought like 4 sets of these, man. I was so excited. I bought these little like homemade popsicle makers, and I had the greatest idea in the world, right? What I was going to do was I was going to take non-flavored protein powder, and I was going to mix it with juice and things, and especially like pudding, like sugar-free pudding. And I was going to make like fudge pops and all kinds of cool pops, and man, I was just going to be all over the place with this awesomeness and get my protein in and all that stuff. Yeah, well, turns out these, I don't know if I just did it wrong, because I mean it is me, let's be honest, but these sticks don't go all the way down to the bottom. And so when I would try to pull it out, I don't know if maybe I did something wrong. If you know how to help me out, because my plans and all my dreams, and I have a ton of these, when you would go to pull it out, like what would happen is the handle would just come off. And I'm like, well, that did me no good at all. And so I would try to like get in there with my little baby spoon and try to eat whatever I made in there, and it was just, and everything else is all melting when I'm eating. It's just, ugh, it's a hot mess. Don't, I mean, unless I did something wrong and you can help me out, let me know. I still have, like I said, 3 other sets of those that are just sitting in my cupboard at the moment. I had to fly to my destination. I went to Mexico, and I was also really worried about swelling and blood clots and all that stuff. So what I did, and I had, saw online forums and things like that. What I had seen was people buying these, what are these called? Compression socks? Compression leggings, whatever. And they were kind of spendy, if I remember right. I can't remember exactly, so don't quote me, but they're like Jost or Jobst or some weird, I don't know. But I took them with me, but I never wore them, and I think that was partly because I went there by myself. And to be honest, I was honestly just too proud to ask for help to put these on, and I obviously couldn't bend down and do all that stuff on my own, so I didn't wear these at all. And afterward, when I got home, again, I was by myself, and I couldn't really reach it comfortably, because when I was bigger, 376 pounds, yeah, that should have been a video in and of itself. Like, took me forever to put even one of these on. We're talking like huffing, puffing, sweat, like bent over, like reefing on these things, and it took me a good, like, no joke, like 10-15 minutes just to get one on before surgery. So there was no way I was going to be able to wear these after surgery by myself. If I would have had help, it would have been no problem. I wore these like once or twice after surgery. I haven't really worn them since. They've been hanging out in my car because I just kind of threw them in there. But I'm actually going to start wearing them more now because, one, they're easier to put on now, and I think they'll help me with just circulation issues anyway, now that I can actually wear them well. So those are some things that worked and didn't work for me, that kind of thing. What else can I... Oh, I still have I don't know what it was, but I bought so much jello. So much jello and so much pudding before I had surgery. We're talking, I still have rows of it in my cupboard, and my cupboard's pretty deep, and I think I have 3 rows. Most of it's jello. One day when I get really, really wanting some jello, I will have some. Maya, come here. You and your bone, I swear, every single time I'm vlogging. I swear. Okay. Anyway, sorry about that. Come here, lay down. Lay down. Good girl. Stay. Okay, so back onto this. How much time am I up? I don't even know. Where am I at? Where am I at? I'm not stuck. Oh, I'm so long already. I'm sorry. Ooh. And I'm sorry for the lighting too. I was messing with it, and first it either looked like I was like this angel in heaven with like no flaws whatsoever, or it looked like I was a vampire, which I guess the whiteness factor isn't very far off there. But, so I'm sorry if the picture's all kind of weird. It didn't do anything that I wanted it to. Anyway, let's just keep plowing along. I hope you're still here. If not, sorry. Okay. I know that when I first got surgery, I was really concerned about how quickly I would get back up on my feet for work, and I wanted to get working out because, yeah, I'm going to work the surgery to the best of my ability and blah, blah. And everybody's different. Everybody has a different level of motivation. Everybody has just different go-getterness, right? And with me, I had a lot of go-getterness, but because of me getting diagnosed with MS like a month afterward, I kind of shook up everything, and it kind of derailed me a little bit in the fact that I couldn't do what I thought I was going to be able to do because, you know, couldn't walk straight. Small details. So for you, just know that you're going to go at your own pace, listen to your body. Don't overdo it by any means, but don't be afraid to push yourself just a little bit on the regular. I began walking just a little bit because, again, I was terrified of blood clots and I couldn't get these things on, so I walked a little bit. I'm not even talking like around the block. No, that's too much commitment. I'm talking like walking to my car to go to the store and walking around the store and coming. That's walking. I walked. Thank you. I took my dog to the park and I walked out into the park field and I threw stuff and I walked back. That was my walking. But over time, when I moved here, I started to go to visit my sisters every now and then to go use her treadmill, and I still do that every now and then, which is good. So getting on the treadmill at a slow kind of pace that I can stop at any time and not have to walk all the way back, that was great. But my very first thing before I even did that was I started doing some workout videos at home, just light, so I can sit down on a couch and chill out and whatever, just really, really light. And again, this was only like 2 months ago, so probably at like 5 or 4 months out is when I started trying to amp it up a little bit. Recently, I have gone back to roller derby here in my new town. I am pathetic. I am so much worse than where I left off as far as skills and capability. And a lot of that goes back to my MS. But the fact that I can get on my knee pads now, like right, instead of it being strapped on all wonky, is great. The fact that I can tie my shoes to begin with is amazing. My skates, you know. So I have been trying to get out and get more active, which is awesome. Roller derby, super scary. Because for me, if I fall down, I literally can't get back up. So that brings a whole other thing to it. I joined this class called Belly Fit. It is it's every Sunday, and it's inspired. It's not really belly dancing, because come on, I wouldn't do that to the world. But it's inspired by belly dancing, and it's kind of a little bit aerobic, and you get your hips moving a little bit, and you know, do stuff. And yeah, it's not cute. Not cute at all. But I keep getting distracted by these little dings popping up on my computer. I'm sorry. But it got me active, it got me moving, and I enjoyed it. And it prompted me to buy a yoga mat, which I never in my life thought I would do. I got one at Walmart that's one of those thicker ones, not the not so thicker ones. Because I'm like, if I'm gonna be on the floor on my knees, and I'm a big girl still, it's gonna be comfortable. I ain't gonna go with none of that thin stuff. And it was only a few bucks more than the thin. I swear, I think you guys are getting played, because if you look at the material, I think that the yoga mats are made out of pretty much the same thing as like the cupboard lining, like when you put your dishes at. I think it's a scam, people. I think it's a scam. But whatever. And then yesterday, on my 7-month anniversary, I joined a gym here in town, which is laughable because every single gym I've joined ever in my entire life, I've either been really, really going hard at it for a while and then dropping off like everybody else does, right? Or I would just, never go, like, at all. So I got it yesterday, and I'm hoping that I break the cycle. And I went today, and I did my very first group class since surgery. I can't even remember my last group class. I think my last group class might have been with Tori way back in my Spark People vlogs, which is way, way back. Way back. And if you, for those of you who are watching me on YouTube, if you want to see my Spark People account, just let me know. Spark People folk, you know what I'm talking about. It's way, 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 way back. But so, anyways, I am trying to be more active. I am obviously looking really closely at my diet. The things that have been my downfall isn't things like ice cream, because, oh my gosh, okay, so, you know how like when you're reading about all the forums and stuff and how all the veterans say, yeah, your taste buds change, and you kind of look at them like, okay, but for me, probably not so much. Or yeah, like how much are we talking here, I am 32 years old. There has not been a thing on this planet, not once, that has ever been too sweet for me. Oh no, there has been no such thing. I've looked at people like they're crazy. I'm like, what are you talking about? This isn't too sweet. This is good. Like, it's good. It's impossible for something to be too sweet. And so I have discovered, to my horror, that for me, I am not invincible in my sweet tooth. Oh no, I'm not. And things are becoming too sweet. And I'm sad, and I feel like I've lost a friend, and I don't know how to deal with it. For example, one of the very first ice creams that I decided that I was going to try after surgery, after a few months, I wanted to treat myself. One of my very favorites was Ben & Jerry's Fish Food, where it was like chocolate and caramel, and then it had those little bits of chocolate fishes in it, and it was so good, let me just tell you. But now, I can't eat stuff like that because the chocolate pieces are way too sweet. And it's not all like, oh, it's too sweet, like I was thinking it's too sweet. It's gross. It doesn't taste good anymore. It's like a sickly, almost a wannabe medicine taste. And I'm like, no, what just happened? Why would you do that to me? No. And so I'm discovering that a lot of those kinds of flavors are becoming too sweet. I've tried a few different kinds of ice cream, and I've had to throw it away because it's just too sweet, and I just can't believe it. So what has happened to me, alas, is that I've been starting to snack on things like they got like these big old, they're dark chocolate almonds, and I'll have like 4 of those, and I'll be full, like 5, 6 maybe, and I'll be full. But wait a minute, it's dark chocolate, which is like the most bitter, nasty thing ever. Why would you want to do that to yourself? And it tastes not good. It doesn't taste good, but it tastes okay. It tastes all right. It's palatable now, and it's sort of pleasing, and that frightens me on levels that I'm not comfortable talking about yet. No, it's different. When they say that your taste changes, they're right. And it's going to be in weird, unexpected ways. And in addition to that, as everybody always says, don't be afraid to try new things or try old things that you thought you liked or you thought you didn't like, but now you do, or you might like now. I don't have an example of that just yet. Yeah, not off the top of my head anyway. So anyway, this is getting ridiculously long. I don't want to go any further. Thank you so much for hanging out this far. If you've made it this far, if not, well then you're not here anyway, so haha. If you do have any questions or whatever, obviously leave them here, make a comment, let me know, and I will address them as soon as I can. And until next time, bye for now.